We're following closely developments in Oyo State, where the body of the Olubadan of Ibadan has now been buried at the Ali Iwo compound. Earlier, we told you that Obas and council were present at the event, and traditional worshippers were seen performing rites at the graveside. Sympathizers were also seen waving goodbye as his body arrived at Ali Iwo compound for internment. He died at age 81 at the University College Hospital in Ibadan. Governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, who made the announcement in a statement, described the late monarch as an epitome of royal excellence and a great achiever during the 2 years of his reign. He expressed his condolences to the Olubadan Council, the Oyo State Traditional Council, as well as the people of Ibadan land and Oyo State, praying to God to grant repose to the soul of the deceased monarch. And President Bola Tinubu has also condoled with the family of the Olubadan, the governor of Oyo State, the Olubadan Council, the Oyo State Traditional Council, and the people of Ibadan land and Oyo State over the loss. President Tinubu celebrates his remarkable life of service to his people, the state, and the nation. He says, quote, "He was passionate, courageous, and an unrelenting advocate of the pristine ideals of peace, honesty, and unity. His wise counsel will be sorely missed at this time in the life of our country." End quote. He asks all who are mourning to find solace in the immortal legacies of the Olubadan, stating that the deceased monarch lived eternally, or rather lives eternally, in his good deeds and in the memories of everyone touched by the majesty of his essence. I'm joined now by TVC News correspondent Alli Iwo, who's been monitoring events since the burial service kick-started earlier today. Alli, let's begin with the mood in Ibadan. You mentioned that commercial activities are usually put to a halt on a day like this. What have you experienced thus far?
So far, there was partial closure of market among market women, but especially the places that are close to where the Olubadan was living. So there was partial closure, and we cannot take away the fact that we still have to consider the economic situation of the country. So those women did not totally close up their shops, they did not totally close up their markets and their stores. What they did was to take more like a cover to cover all of their markets, just to symbolize that their market has been partially closed.
What are dignitaries saying about the late monarch?
Yes, of course, the present, the Olubadan Council was present, the brother of the late Olubadan, Lekan Balogun, who was the senator, was present. The deputy governor of Oyo State was also present, and other traditional rulers were present. And one of the major things they mentioned was that regardless of the short time that the monarch stayed, he lived an exemplary life. He contributed so well to the traditional institution of the state and the ancient city of Ibadan itself.
Had three different kings, Alli, in less than a decade. Is that unprecedented? Well,
I think that is rather, it is coming more like it happened coincidentally, because we cannot hold the hand of death. We do not know when death is going to take anybody. So that must have happened at this point in time. And we should not also take away the fact that some of these monarchs get to the throne at a very old age. So with that, we know that their age is not at their side. So when death comes knocking, when the obvious comes knocking, there is no way, there's nothing anyone can do about it. So I think that has just happened because it has to happen, and because we cannot hold the hand of death to take anyone away. So at this time, we expect that the next in line to the Olubadan will come through, and it will be announced as the Olubadan, and we expect the governor and the Oyo State government to do that.
Absolutely. The last time I checked, Ladoja was trending on #4 on X, and I'm sure that he might not necessarily be the next in line. But what are you hearing about the succession plan?
So now, the Ladoja you mentioned, Ladoja, of course, after this is the next in line. So, according to the structure of ascension in Ibadan, there are two major senior high chiefs who are next to the king, which is the Olubadan and the Olubadan and the Balogun and the Balogun, which the both of them represent the civil and the military line. Of course, the king and the Olubadan that died ruled as a civilian king, as a civil king, while the next one who would be who is next to who is in line now as the king is the military. The military is going to rule as the military king. So the next now, it has to be promotion upon promotion. When the king dies, the next in line, who are the chiefs, are going to get promoted to the next. So historical antecedents, and perhaps the great grandfather of Olubadan, even before they get into the line of the Olubadan, had fought war several times before, and you know that then the Balogun usually the warlord. So perhaps before they got into the line of the Olubadan, they had I am just saying they had their great grandfathers who fought wars, and because of that, they must have given them Balogun and all of that. But I do not know what is behind the name Balogun, but I know that a Balogun is someone who has warlords in their family. So that must have been because they had a warlord in their family, not because it is in tandem with the monarchical system of the Ibadan. So that must have been the reason. I am just saying, but we just hope that he rests well.
Yeah, we all need a little history lesson to, fill in that gap. But what do we expect to happen in the coming days, as part of the succession process?
Of course, we expect that the state government announces the next king, who is the Olubadan, with the Balogun, of course, and then the next of the Balogun presently is High Chief. If I can remember his name, I can't really recall his name, but we expect that the Oyo State government announces the next king. Of course, that should of course be done while they are still trying to get the state area prepared for the late monarch Olubadan. So we expect that in a couple of days or weeks, the Oyo State government would announce the next in line, which is which is the Balogun to the Olubadan.
No, I think the name you were looking for is Olakulehin, right? Who's expected to be... Yes,
I mentioned it earlier. It's expected to be the next in line. It's expected to be announced as the next Olubadan of Ibadan, who will be ruling as the next king, the military king.
All right, so we're counting down to that official announcement of the 43rd Olubadan of Ibadan. Thank you so much, Alli, for the updates there.